When I got the permission to use this wood, I did say I'd try and do a little bit of management while I was here, just cleaning things up, and if there were any trees that were really dead and looked dangerous, I'd do my best to take them down. There's this little area here which has actually got quite a lot of light, which is full of fallen branches and rubbish and stuff, which isn't helping, and it could be quite a nice ride. And you can see the grass is really trying to come through. This would be a great area for deer. So I'm going to start on this and have a bit of a clear out and see if I can improve it a little bit and take any firewood as a byproduct. Look, Mac, I'm using the silky saw pouch. This is great. Yeah, having done a little bit of clearing here, this would be a really nice spot. All it is fallen branches which is clogging up everywhere. So if I can get most of them clear, I might see if I can clear a bit of ground near the oak trees as well, and maybe start planting a few things like ransoms. This land hasn't got any ransoms, and someone's given me a load of bulbs. So I might give it a go. I don't know what the ground they like. I know they're sort of like sunny and shade, so I might give it a go here and see if I can put some in. Whew, yeah, it's definitely the green Jim doing this. All that big pile of stuff in there was just rubbish and fallen trees and branches, and it was all clogged up, and the only thing that was growing in there were some mosses. So that's the worst of it, and I've piled all the debris up under the trees where there's no light, and hopefully that'll turn into some sort of habitat for some kind of animal. I don't know what. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to try and rake some of this back and clear it a bit more and see what comes up. As I say, I want to put some ransoms in, but I don't know. There's a higher area than a dip down here where the grasses are quite heavy, so it looks like a natural sort of sink area there. So I'm going to give it a go at clearing first of all and see what's underneath and what's there, and then have a go at planting some stuff. So I'm leaving the areas where there's grass, and the great thing about a rake like this, it doesn't tear the grass up, it just sort of combs it, and you can get around small saplings as well. There's a few little beech saplings and some holly saplings, so I'm going to leave the grassy areas as they are and just clear out the areas which were, although rotten wood was, there was nothing growing except for a few mosses. So, getting there. Yeah, this little folding shovels proving quite useful for clearing this ground, because you can do it as a trenching, so it's really useful for scraping back. But yeah, that's working out quite well. I'm nearly done now, just got to clear some more, and then I'm going to come back and put the bulbs in and see what happens. Yeah, this bill hook's great for getting big gnarly roots like this out. That's cool. There's one there as well. It just chops them and allows you to dig them out. She says. Oh yeah. Yeah, lower undergrowth. Perfect. Yeah, brilliant for this sort of thing. Whew, that was quite a heavy day, really. This was really useful. Just careful with my fingers here. This was really useful for clearing that undergrowth. Really useful tool for that. But the only thing with these is they do rust, so what I've got is a little bit, if I can get it open, yeah. It's a little bit of coconut oil, and I'm just going to, being careful with my fingers, put a bit of that on while my coffee's doing. Okay, and that should stop it rusting, she says, hopefully. Just really be careful with my fingers here. Sort of pushing outwards, not inwards. Because it still is razor sharp, this thing. Yeah, that should do it. So push out. And not inwards. Okay, that should keep the rust off. There's going to be a meteor shower tonight, so I'm just hoping that if I come out to this bit, I might get a sight of some of the meteors. We'll see. Yeah, a lot of mushrooms starting to come out already. I think the deer have been at these ones. Well, that was quite hard work today. I got the ransom bulbs in, and I just hope they grow. We'll see. That's quite a big job clearing that area. I'm exhausted. That's where I saw the deer last time. Got the fire burning. There's the sound of a barking deer just behind the shelter. It's clouded over, so I don't know I'm going to get to see the meteor shower, unfortunately. There's a little tiny wren in my camp. Just getting really close to me. Where's he gone? There he is. Well, someone's had some of the apples in the night. I did a perfect circle. Some rustling over there. I've been getting quite a lot of comments and questions from women who want to start doing bushcraft and wild camping. One of the biggest questions is peeing and toiletries and things like that. I think the nature of doing this thing is you do have to sort of put your dignity aside a little bit. But there are sort of things you can buy as well, and a lot of people use shiwis. I can't get on with them at all, and it's a bit difficult if you're in a tent or under a tarp and it's pouring rain to use a shiwi. So what I use it's called a yuri well, and I think they use them in nursing homes and places like that. And the advantage with this, it's really small, not like some of the pee bottles you can get, but the other thing with this is it opens really quite large, so you can, and it bends, which is great. Yeah, so that's a really useful product. So yeah, you can pee in your tent and you don't have to worry about it, and obviously dispose of it later. Yeah, so that's one thing. So the other thing I always take, sort of hygiene wise, is wet wipes. I try and get the tea tree ones usually, or baby wipes are really good because they tend to be a bit bigger. And then I also have a little Tupperware, which is something I'm a bit obsessive about, is having a nail brush in it and soap for scrubbing my hands. So just for the hygiene thing. If I'm staying just one night, I'm not really worried about having a shower. I just flannel. I always bring a flannel. So I just do that really. If it was staying longer, I might have a sort of Heath Robinson style solar shower that I've put together, which is a pressure chamber, which then you just spray, which works great. But that's only if I'm staying more than one night. So. The other thing is, there doesn't seem to be a UK-based website or organisation for women bushcrafters, wild campers, foragers, walkers, even preppers. So I've been thinking about setting up a website, which I don't know if it'll be done by the time I do this video, but if it is, I'll put the link at the bottom. I've been looking at all sorts of different names for it, and and I've sort of chatted to a few people about it, and women in the wild and wild women wanderers and all that kind of thing. They're all been used, so after talking to quite a few people, we've come up with Wildfire. Wildfire Women's Bushcraft UK. So I'm going to try and set up a website which will have a members click to join as a member, and then there'll be a forum which you can access. And the reason I want to do that on a website and not on YouTube is things like being safe and the precautions you can take, and you know, what are the dangers of wild camping, because I think that's what puts a lot of people off. So keep an eye out for that. I'm in the process of doing it, and I just hope to see if there's any interest. So I'll put it out there now and see what people think. If you've got any comments, please leave comments on this video. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so if you're worried about wild camping, just do it. You're probably safer in the woods than you would be in the middle of a city. It's just following precautions and being a bit in a particular way where you camp, and what time and when and how, etc. But yeah, just do it. There's some good books that you could read as well, so I'll put those in the video later. Okay. Please camp. Right, some good books to recommend. Of course, the Ray Mears Essential Bushcraft is also always good. Lots of skills and ideas in there that you can follow. If you're worried about wild camping, then I recommend that you start off just camping on your own, which is quite good. This book by Dixie Willis gives some tiny campsites where they're only very small, some of them are in very small woods, etc. This is really good, and it does all the regions in Britain. Phoebe Smith is, this is a good book just on her sort of experiences of wild camping. She's camped in extreme areas, furthest north, furthest south, east and west, highest points, lowest points, and some of her stories are quite funny, and there's some good advice in that book as well. So, sort of 3 books that you might want to pick up.